Hello and welcome to the Valley Soup. I'm J. Max Hurley.
And I'm Grant Musser.
And this week in the stew, we're talking about prom. Tasty! And welcome to the Valley Soup. Like we said, we're talking about prom this week. We have two guests, Mrs. Miner and Lexi Reed. I'd like to thank you two for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
If you'd like to go right ahead and just explain your role when it comes to prom, that'd be great.
I'll go first. Hi, Andra Miner here. Very excited to be here finally on the podcast. I've been in the background for so long that I'm happy to be here. So I'm the prom advisor. I've been the prom advisor for 8 years now, so quite amount of time. And basically my role is to work with the student prom committee, the juniors who volunteer to be on the committee, and together we decide how the prom is going to be set up and carried out, which varies from year to year. Go ahead, Lex.
Hi, I'm Lexi, and I'm a member of the prom committee. And basically what we do is we decide the theme, the decorations, we choose the meal, and we go to the venue and kind of decide how we're going to decorate the venue for prom and kind of make all those decisions.
Hi, I'm Grant Musser, like you already know, junior class vice president, and I really like to specialize, at least I think I specialize in the music and the food because I like food and music.
So I'm surrounded here by people that have a lot to do with prom. I just show up. I am very excited. It's a different venue this year,
yes,
which I know you guys want to talk about. That excites me because it's a lot closer, and it's not that it's a lot nicer. It's just different, and I think it's going to be really, really nice.
Yeah, we are really excited about the opportunity that this came out. As most of you know, we've been doing prom at the Heine Country Club for some time, which has always been great. We've had a really good experience there. But as always, it's nice to kind of change things up. And Greenland's Lodge was brought to me actually by Grant's dad, Bill Musser. And he and his wife and our principal went to look at it, and he came back and said this is definitely a good option. So then I went with the committee members and looked at it, and it's a great brand new facility. Really nice, the people there are really nice, and I think it's going to give us the chance to really do some different things this year, which we'll get to eventually. What did you think when we were there, Lex?
I really liked it. Last year I went to prom, so I was able to compare the two venues, and I think that Greenland Lodge was very pretty and that it's going to be very nice to have prom there.
And so prom is a little bit earlier this year.
Yes.
It is April 27th.
April 27th, yes.
I'm really hoping it's nice, because even last year it was, I don't even know when it was last year, it was later in May, but it was actually pretty chilly, yeah, which is kind of annoying, but I'm praying for some beautiful weather.
Well, hopefully the weather's nice, because we did talk about possibly moving our crowning to outside because they have a really nice
courtyard,
yeah,
area. And the reasoning actually for it being earlier this year is we were trying to avoid some of those conflicts that happen in May with regards to sports, not just championship or playoff games, but also recruiting events that happen where some of our players want to be at to be seen for their future. So in an effort to try to just totally avoid that, the best option was actually to go way earlier. But in reality, our prom normally is one of the last ones, actually. So really we're actually going back to be closer where the other schools are going. But yes, April 27th, which is a Saturday, is when our prom is.
Jay, I've done some research. I looked at, I know it's a month out, but I looked at what the weather is supposed to be like that day. And there's supposed to be some rain that week, but that day of April 27th, it said it's supposed to be a sunny 68 to 72 range. So,
that would be better than perfect. Also, this is a little off topic, but this Friday is supposed to be sunny and 72. I am so excited about that.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can't wait. All right, back to prom. So we know when it is and where it is. What about the pricing?
So for pricing, for a couple's ticket, it is $90, and for a single ticket, it is $60. And every year, we always get, the prices haven't changed now in quite some time, but every year we are always asked, why that higher amount? And truthfully, it really comes down to the fact that the venue is different. We're no longer in a gymnasium or a cafeteria or a multi-purpose room here. So that alone, we do feed everybody, so you factor in those meals, which averages about $17 to $19 per person. When you factor that into how much you might spend if you go out to eat, it is still cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Plus, you're all together. I think it's just a more formal
I
setting.
can spend $17 at McDonald's
Right.
on myself. So
This way, you'll be spending it on, a nicer meal.
nice meal.
And I like the idea.
Not that fast food can't be nice.
I like the idea that everyone gets to come there and eat, and I think it just makes it like a cooler experience. It's something different that sets us apart from some other proms, and that's something that I like about it.
I think it just sets it apart from the other dances, and I think that was where this year I told the committee members that I really wanted to try to set prom apart from homecoming dances and winter dances. I just felt like they were still too similar, and so I think our focus this year has really been to just make it a nice and more adult environment for our juniors and seniors, especially our seniors, because it's obviously their last sort of hurrah.
It is my last hurrah. I can't wait.
Yeah. But I think what we've done this year is we've really set it apart to be really different, and that it should feel different, because it is. Prom is not homecoming. It's not the winter dance. It should be its own more special event. And I think that we're going to be able to achieve that this year. And we're also saving money on some aspects. So instead of a DJ, the sound system at the country club, at the Greenlands Lodge, is well above what we would need. And Grant has been working on that playlist with also consulting students. So that actually, if any students are listening, there's a list outside my door that you can start writing songs on that you want to hear. We'll have a student there as well, sort of manning that laptop to make sure that if a request is made or if we need to skip a song or whatever. So we're accommodating for that, which will be great.
We also this year have made a Juniata Valley Prom Twitter page, and with that Twitter page, we've the ladies have sent out a tweet and have said if you have any prom request, song request, please DM them to her. So just go to JV Prom 2019 and then follow them, and then you'll be able to send DMs to them, and you can DM any song. Try to make it appropriate. There's obviously songs that we will not be able to find the clean versions to, and songs that are definitely not appropriate.
Yes,
so
simply not okay.
yeah. So instead of just gonna sound a little bit mean, but instead of wasting my time trying to find them, just make them appropriate songs that there's either a clean version to, or you think that I could cut some stuff out of. So.
And personally, I'm very excited about not having a DJ, but being able to have a created list of what we as a group, as students, think are the best songs.
Yeah, and every year we've done that. We've given DJs, but like any DJ, they use those and then they sort of fill in some gaps. And it just depends on who you get.
This kind of gives the students a free range to hear the music they want to hear, because you can always make requests with a DJ, but you don't always get to hear it. And this way kind of is making sure we're playing what everyone wants to hear.
Yeah, because we're very much in control of all that, which I think is good.
And I wanted to, you mentioned about the whole, sitting down and having a nice meal. It's more of being like an adult. Like, that's something that is really entertaining to me, like last year, or at last year's prom. There's nothing better than sitting at a table with all your friends, eating a really nice meal. I mean, it's been a good day, you're having fun. There's nothing better than that, because especially now, I don't know, maybe it'll be different being a senior. It might be a little more emotional. I don't know. We'll find out.
It's okay, James.
But, it's just like, you only get so many opportunities to do this kind of thing. Especially, it's not that expensive either, because we're all dressed up, it's all fancy. How many more opportunities in our lives are we going to have to do it with these people? And so to have this opportunity at prom, it's really fun.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, speaking from somebody that currently is in the midst of attending multiple weddings every year, you will get chances to do that, but it's special because it's with your high school friends, which hopefully you want to say you're going to be friends with them forever, but you guys are all going to grow up and people are going to move, and it's just a really good thing, I think, to have at the end of the year, and you just kind of really relish in those moments, and all dressed up and fancy, and you get served, people are coming to get your plate. I mean, it's very much that you're just there enjoying it, and you don't have to worry about doing any of that stuff. Everything's already paid for, so it's all, there's no check to be split at the end of the night, everyone can just...
That's the nice thing about the eating there. You don't have to worry about driving in somewhere, finding somewhere to eat. You're in your dress, you gotta lug your dress to the restaurant, and then it's just like a whole big thing. So I think like
How many
eating
options
there.
are there to go? You know,
Exactly.
where's everyone gonna go all on the same night? So many people.
We're gonna walk. I mean, last year I tried to walk into McDonald's with my dress on, and it was just, it just wasn't good. You know, you gotta worry about getting ketchup on it, and I don't know how you guys do it.
It's hard.
It is hard. You want to make sure you put that tie, flip that tie over your shoulder.
Yeah.
That's the.
You
I
just-
have seen guys, if they've rented their suits, they'll totally do the napkin tuck in at the collars and cover because they don't want to get them dirty. But you'll be fine. It'll be okay.
I bought my suit. I'm going in. I'm going to town on the food whenever it comes out.
Well, because Grant knows about the food. He's
Yeah.
on committee, so
Yeah.
he knows what's coming.
We have some really good food options.
Yeah, we're
this
really
year.
excited about the
And
menu.
Very
I've heard
excited.
I've heard a couple rumors, and I have to say I'm pretty excited. More
I'm
than
excited.
excited.
I'm
I
excited for the
haven't.
salad. I got my dressings picked out, and I'm
Yeah,
set.
and I think it was great when we were there as a committee. You know, we really sat. It was very professional. I felt like I was planning a wedding again when they're giving you the options and running you through. You guys, you know, you haven't obviously been in that phase yet.
Yeah.
You will one day, but I think it was great that we got to do that. And the venue seriously looks awesome. And another thing I just want to mention that we'll have there is Beth Sullenberger, who's been doing our prom pictures every year. She'll be there. We pay her to be there for the entire night, and she'll be photographing. She has some photo booth items for inside, like she's done every year. And then she always makes sure to photograph court, you know, as they're walking in. She does random shots of the dance, and she likes to get the couples as they're all walking in, so everyone basically gets a photo somehow, even if their parents weren't able to, or whatever. And you don't have to pay for those. The committee pays her to do that, and then she uploads them all online, and you just go and take whichever ones you want and print them, or just put them on Instagram or whatever. But I think it's great, and she gets them out right away. I mean, 2 days later, everyone has their pictures that she's taken, and they're done by her, so they're done professionally, and they look nice. So I think that's a great thing that we do.
And she gets a lot of pictures that you wouldn't get, like just being there. She gets pictures of people dancing and things like that.
Yeah, because you're busy. You're having fun. So it's like you have someone else
Yeah.
worrying about documenting the fun while
Yeah.
you're actually having the
And
fun.
that's another thing that you don't have to worry about. You just show
Yeah.
up and enjoy instead of having something to fret about.
Yeah, and
throughout the
no one
night.
wants to carry their phones. You just want to kind of have fun and be in the moment. I should probably mention also the time, just in case no one has
Yeah.
heard about the time. So prom is from 6:30 to 10:30 on April 27th. The doors do open at 6, so students can arrive, as early as 6. And we encourage you to do that. The grounds there are really pretty. I'm praying for a good day. You guys can take really nice photos outside. Use their landscaping. I know a lot of people like to go to maybe Edgewater or Juniata and take big group photos, which is totally fine. But this place also just has really nice areas nearby that you could do those big group photos before.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say whenever we were on the Ware, but I forgot to. Whenever we went there, there's definitely places that you can take pictures there, and they are beautiful. Like there's definitely beautiful places. Great scenery. I mean, I know we're from JV, so there's a lot of farmlands around us. So there's just great farmlands with rolling hills and stuff. So definitely a nice place to get pictures. Of course, we'll probably go into Juniata again, but still.
Yeah.
Still do
it's-
more there, but they have that nice gazebo outside, and everything is going to be growing really nice
Yeah.
over the next month because of the rain. So they assured us it's going to be really nice and green, and they're going to have some drapery stuff happening outside. So there's going to be a lot of really nice options to do the photos there instead of having to. I mean, I'm sure you'll still go, but once you get there, take advantage of that. I think that's a big plus.
Also, shout out to Elliot Showalter, who runs the landscaping there. Him and his dad mow the grass, do the trimming, put down the mulch and
I
everything.
didn't know
So
that. That's awesome.
shout out Elliot Showalter.
That's great.
It's nice to have someone that doing all the work to make it look nice. Feels good.
Yeah, that is a good thing. I like that.
So, before we wrap it up here, I'd like to ask a couple, mainly just one question. Throughout the years of prom, and I'm sure you've done a couple, I don't know how many years that's been, but what are the big changes between maybe your first year and this year, throughout the whole process?
So, a couple of things. I mean, theme-wise, I remember the first year when I did it, we did a whole new world. So it was like an Arabian Night sort of theme. And for those that know JV kids, this would have been the year that Caleb Taylor and that crew were were juniors that year. And it was we had fun, but it was my first one, so we did a lot. I mean, we draped the place and had stuff everywhere, which took a lot of time. And then from there, I was like, all right, maybe it shouldn't be that intense. So decorating wise, it varies every single year. Trend wise, it's interesting to see how the suit styles tend to stay the same. Although men are trying to be more adventurous these days instead of your typical like black and white or whatever. They're trying to do more colors and kind of stepping out, which I think is interesting. But the girls' dresses have been changing so much ever since I started. I mean, back then, girls were wearing these really big, poofy dresses. Not that they don't today, but we see a lot more of like the two-piece dresses or short dresses, less glitter, more gems, whatever. I would say probably the pricing on those gowns has astoundingly changed since I was in high school, or just in general. And I think that's what Grant and I were talking about the one day was renting a tux or a suit is almost more expensive than just buying one in some cases. And you're entering that phase of life where you're going to need a good suit. So, not that there's nothing wrong with renting, there isn't. But compare those prices before you go and rent one, because it might be cheaper just to buy one. Like, where did you got yours?
I bought a nice suit at Boscov's for much cheaper than whenever I went to Men's Warehouse and tried on a suit that I would just be renting for the night. So, and it was still cheaper than the rent price.
And there's also, like, I still have a couple prom dresses from, not my time, but the prom fashion show last year. I still have some of those. So if any girls are still looking or struggling to find something, you can always check out that stockpile. The other thing I've told girls to do as well is there's a really great app/website called Rent the Runway. And I use it constantly for all the weddings that I have to go to, but you rent a dress and you have it for 4 or 8 days, depending. And then you send it back when you're done. So you take all the photos in it, do what you want, and then you send it back. And I've had a couple girls every year that just didn't really want to spend the amount of money for a dress they're going to wear at one time. So instead they spend, maybe $75 or $100, rent the gown, and send it back. So that's always another kind of cool option that's been helpful to some people. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, and I can imagine that's a huge price difference. And when it comes to money, if you are truly only going to use it for one day, you can't beat that.
Now, for my wedding dress, I will not say that I did that. I definitely just had it. But for things like this, I know finances. This is a struggle for some people in our school, whether it's to pay for the tickets, the gowns and things. I know that, well aware. So there are options that you reach out. There are other ways to go about being there, because you don't want anyone to not be there because of money.
Now we'd like to shout out the court members. The Queen court members are Haley Ayers, Stephanie Bishop, Kiera Iracy, Reagan Leitner, and Rebecca Ross. The honorary member is Jada Hoffmaster, who won the homecoming queen. The 2018 Queen, Frances Santiago.
Which she'll be there to crown the new queen this year.
King court members, Jared Cameron, Cameron Collins, Kylie Rugen, Jackson Rand, Michael Quinzanoble, and honorary member Anthony Masonette, who was the homecoming king, and the 2018 king, Darren Richner, who will also be there. So,
yeah, which is exciting. They're going to come back, and we've been lucky to have our previous queen and kings come back to do the crowning, which I think makes it just a little bit more special that they're the ones that actually do it. Yeah. So I guess just a final note that maybe from prom committee wise, we're putting in a lot of work for this. We're really excited. I think the changes this year is going to really make it the best prom yet. Really excited for everyone to see the venue if you haven't been there before, and to see what the work we're going to be there. We're going to be there bright and early on Saturday morning, actually setting up. So normally we actually take the day before, but this year we're going to be there in the morning. So before these kids go and get ready and get hair and makeup done, I know Grant has a nail appointment, I think, at some point.
At 10:30.
All joking aside, so they will be, they're going to be there in the morning, making sure it looks great for everyone that's in attendance. So, plan on being there the whole time, enjoying all the efforts that we're putting into making sure it's the best prom. So again, prom is April 27th at Greenlands Lodge. It is from 6:30 to 10:30, but the doors do open at 6. The doors will close at 6:45. So if you cannot be there by 6:45, please make sure that you talk to either myself or Bill Musser, and to make other arrangements if you're at some, an event of some kind that would prevent you from getting there on time. We can obviously work with that. Yeah, we're super excited. Super pumped. Can't wait.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for joining us on the Valley Soup. It was fun. We haven't done one of these for a while, so it's always nice to get back behind our desk here and talk about anything going on in our school. I will say Grant, Caden, and I plan on doing a March Madness Sweet 16 video very shortly, maybe tomorrow. I'm very excited about that, along with some other podcasts coming out. And we have some exciting things going on here with Hornet TV and some new additions with some new equipment. And once we get this stuff rolling, expect some new content coming out between now and the end of the year.
One last thing I'm just going to say. I know prom night gets pretty exciting. Everybody stay safe. Stay out of trouble. Have fun.
Thank you for listening.